The MLE accent's like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. I got some super interesting comments in my last video, but one thing's for sure though, the accent is here to stay. In this video, we're going to discuss some key elements of the accent and what makes it unique. Let's get into it. So the first grammatical component that I like to discuss is the dropping of R when asking a question or responding. So instead of are you there, you can simply say you there. Or instead of saying are you going out, you can simply say you going out. Now the second point I like to discuss is the use of the word ain't instead of is not or isn't. So you can say I ain't doing that, I ain't going there, he ain't about to talk to me like that, etc, etc. Now the third point I like to discuss is the use of man instead of I, he, they, or in some cases she. For example, man from over there, I was talking to man yesterday, man said nah, you know. Now the only real occasion where you'd swap out she for man is if you're reciting a story back to someone. So say she said something about someone, like she said that guy's an idiot. You could be like, man said that guy's an idiot, you know. So you're not necessarily saying man or calling her man, you're just reciting a story back to someone. But seldom would you swap she for man. Usually you just do it for I, he, or they. Now the fourth point I'm going to discuss is the overuse of the word still. So you can add still to practically any sentence. For example, I'm going to the gym later still. I was chatting to that ting last week still. I went out last week still. I'm going out tomorrow still. I got to wake up mad early still. I got to work tomorrow still. You can literally add still to anything. But typically it's at the end of a sentence. Don't be like still, I'm going to work tomorrow. It doesn't hit the same, it doesn't work. You'd have to be like, I'm going to work tomorrow still. So in essence, all still does is emphasize the thing you're talking about. It makes it seem more true. So if you say something like, I don't know still, or I'm going to work tomorrow still, it just emphasizes the fact that you're going to do one of those things or that you don't know something, right? Now, the fifth component I want to discuss are contractions. Things like lemmy, gonna, bout to, I'ma, happy, ain't, in it. If you don't know what that means, let me know down in the comments below. I'm pretty sure you guys do, but listen to this clip where the word in it is used.
I'll show on Spotify. The social media, like the whole internet, to me is a bit of a joke thing. It's not serious to me. So I think it's funny, innit?
So let's discuss the heavy use of rhetorical questions in MLE. Now, when you hear these, please do not feel the need to answer them. Things like, is man dumb? Are you trying to take man for a idiot? What I go on for my man? When you hear these sorts of questions, you're not supposed to respond. And there's a heavy use of rhetorical questions in MLE. Trust me, if you respond to these, you run the risk of getting yourself into more trouble. So don't do it. Now, here's a question for you which isn't rhetorical. Have you liked this video? If not, please do, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So one thing you can be sure to hear with MLE speakers is the heavy use of phrases. Listen to some of these clips.
Couch is talking, go on. No, let him finish.
No, go on.
No, let him finish. I want him to finish. I want my man to finish.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, wife or die? Is that a kid's show? Like, that's that's not meant to be the kid's show, man. Allow it, man.
Dude, big up Stormzy. See Stormzy.
Yeah.
Stormzy, see people like Stormzy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? Shout out to a man like Stormzy anyway. Stormzy heard the track, he liked the track, he jumped on the track, and he made a banger out of the track, and I'm happy for someone like that to jump on the track, you understand?
But the problem is, you can't believe in the root more than you believe in the fruit. So you can't think that this root can work with whatever fruit you give it. Do you get what I'm saying? It still has to be an apple, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it still has to be.
If man have to spend 4 months away, then
Do you date to get married or do you date for dating?
When I was younger, I dated for dating. Now as a grown-ass man, 30 in 2 years, man ain't got time for that no. Do you get what I'm saying?
Everything works perfectly. And we're talking about the atmosphere and the ambience of this restaurant as well. Bro, it is a nice setting. Good date spot, good family spot. What more could you ask for? Sabib fully bangs. It fully bangs.
With MLE, you'd also hear people being referred to as the following instead of their government names. Bro, bruv, cuz, fam, G, or even my G. There are some more nouns that are used to refer to people, but those ones are the most common. Let me know if you disagree down in the comments below. So let's discuss pronunciation, because there's some really important things to consider. With MLE, the TH at the beginning of a word can be replaced with a T. So thing can become ting. It can also be replaced with a D. So a word like this can become dis, or a word like that can can become dat. Now, th at the end of a word can turn into an f. So a word like south can become south, or a word like north can become north, or a word like mouth can become mouth. Now, th in the middle of a word can also be changed to a v. So a word like mother can become mother, or a word like brother can become brother. Let's also discuss the glottal stop, or the glottal stop. That's the skipping of a t in the middle of a word. So a word like water would become water, or a word like later will become later. Another important point to consider is the dropping of the consonant at the end of a word. So a word like past can easily become pass. Like, that's all in the past, bro. You see how the T just disappeared? That's not uncommon for MLE speakers. Another pronunciation point to consider is that when you're saying words like, why, or fly, is to have that elongated I kind of laid back. So you don't say like, you say like. You don't say why, you say why. You don't say fly, you say fly. Now that guy's kind of fly still. Now, the last pronunciation point that I'm going to discuss in this video is the dropping of H at the beginning of words. Now, sometimes a word like house can become ouse, or a word like home can become ohm. That man's not going home today, you know. But this isn't always the case. It depends on the speaker in question. What would be interesting to know is what you guys think of the MLE accent down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, go and check out my other video where I discuss MLE in a bit more detail. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.